Welcome to the night where we light up the spot. We're trading crypto, find out till we mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with rulers by lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes.
What's going on, everybody? Good evening, good evening. Welcome to a new week in the markets. This is Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts Sunday through Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Piper Academy Network. I am Lunar Beaches Crypto, and tonight we're going to be going over it all. We've got another segment to go over, brought to you by Blowfin. Not really. Where's the chat? There it is. So yeah, we're gonna go over, all the big stuff that's going on this week. It's a big week for markets. Lots of data coming out. But anyways, FOMO Friday? No, Macro Monday. So before we get into everything else, we're going to start our new routine, our new segment called This Week Tonight. Hopefully it's as good as last week's. I think last week's was stellar, but this week, we'll see. Thumbnail said FOMO Friday. Did it? No, why does it say that? What the heck? Let's see. You all. Why can I not do it live? Hold on. Why did it? Oh my goodness. Maybe I'm just blind. No, you're not blind. Change the thumbnail. File is bigger than 2 megabytes. Oh, that's why. Well, that's a first. Cool. That's cool. I guess I'll have to update it after the stream. Why would it do that? I don't understand. It's all right, guys. We'll get into it. Thanks for pointing that out, RMT. I'm going to fix that right about meow. You know what the secret is to fixing that? So you go to the original file and you take a screenshot, and boom, it automatically knocks it down. Gonna open up Discord. Hopefully it doesn't mess with the stream at all. I have no other way of sending myself pictures. Anyways, I hope you all had an amazing weekend. I'm gonna continue to talk as I work through this in the background. And but yeah, had a great weekend. It's wifey's birthday weekend, so we celebrated my wife. That was a lot of fun. Had friends over, grilled out, had some steaks. I grilled some awesome steaks. Telling you, they were good. They were amazing. All right, let's see if we can change it now. But yeah, so, and then today was kind of just a chill day. All right, there we go. All right, now the correct thumbnail should be good. Should be good to go now. All right, so let's go ahead. Sorry for derailing the stream. You can blame it all on me. I mean, you helped. You helped derail the stream, but you also helped the stream at the same time. So I appreciate your contribution. Now let's get the new segment started. Markets After Dark, because sleeping through chaos is for losers. Good evening, beautiful degenerates, and welcome back to Markets After Dark, where the charts are mad, and honestly, so are we. It's Sunday night, technically, but you know the deal. For the markets, it's already Monday, and boy, Monday came in swinging like it lost a custody battle. Monday's kicking slow. Trying to turn up my teleprompter. Here we go. Monday's kicking off slow. With housing vacancy and home ownership data. Translation, it's Boomer Real Estate Corn Day. Except not corn. Not going to move the markets much unless you're buying your 12th Airbnb that's destined to lose money. I think I was supposed to turn to this Monday, so there we go. The real fireworks start later this week with the PCE tech earnings, basically the financial version of The Purge. And speaking of horror movies, hold on, wait, there we go. And speaking of horror movies, Trump is celebrating his 100th day in office. Nothing says economic stability like a man throwing 54% tariffs at China like it's Mardi Gras beads. We're watching this like it's a real-life Saw movie, except instead of chainsaws, it's tariffs and Twitter rants. What even is a Twitter? Trade wars, baby. Because economic stability was overrated anyway. Tuesday's warming up. Case-Shiller home prices. We got consumer confidence. JOLTS jobs openings. In other words, is the America dream still alive, or are we just delusional? But Wednesday's bringing that financial nuclear account energy. Woohoo! Can't wait for Wednesday. Wednesday, guys, we have the ADP jobs report, employment cost index, GDP, and PCE inflation. It's like the Super Bowl, but instead of touchdowns, it's margin calls. Oh, man. I should get it to write a little bit more. All right. Also this week, guys, we've got some big tech earnings. We've got Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Meta, all reporting. It's like watching the Avengers, except half of them are broke and the other half are being sued for antitrust violations. It's true. It's true. We see you. We see you, Apple. We see you. Thursday, we get layoff numbers and manufacturing data. Good news, construction is still booming. Bad news, it's mostly building luxury condos that nobody under 40 can afford. And then Friday, we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment. Translation, everything's fine, or we're officially reenacting the Great Depression, but with worse Wi-Fi. So listen up, Sniper Gang. This is not a week for cowboying into every green candle you see. This is a week for discipline. It's true. For patience. For not blowing your account because you felt like it was bullish vibes. Stay locked, stay lethal, stay a little dead inside. That's how you survive. And yeah, that's your mad setup for the week. Watch the charts, dodge the landmines, and remember, trade smarter or trade matter. I'm out. See y'all in the charts. Boom. Boom. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? There we go. So there's your weekly breakdown. Action news, comedy style. Thank you, Alexandra G. Stay dead inside. That's me every day. So it should be easy then. What's going on, everybody? Now that the segment is done, let's say hello to the beautiful people. Good evening to the Madhouse. How is everyone doing? Let's say good evening to everybody. Good evening, Alexandra G. Hope you had an amazing weekend, a radical weekend. Al Jr., what's going on? Same to you, my friend. Good evening. Kasim, good evening, brother. Hope you're doing well. Robert Mulligan's in the house. Good evening. Good evening. We've got Retro, Mike Tech, RMT. What's going on, bud? Hope you're doing well. I think our Titans had a pretty solid draft. We'll see. Always have to resize my thumbnails to 1280 by 720 to fit in the 2 megabyte requirement. Yeah. Sorry for derailing the stream. No, you're good, bro. RMT, Had Store, what's going on? Had Store, what's going on? Kelly, hope you're doing well. Yep, I'm trying my first Sunday swing trade right now. OBC, longing BTC, low leverage. You're doing a what now? First Sunday swing? Well, we'll get into the charts and we'll see if that's a good idea or not. I'm kind of, well, I mean, we'll get into it, but I'm kind of leaning I don't know. I'm feeling kind of sideways-ish. I'm feeling like it's going to be a sideways and maybe down type of week. Just kidding. There's a ton of data this week, so it's going to be up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, which over time, it's sideways. So we could see a whole lot of stop hunts this week. Let's go ahead and get into the chart. Taking a look here at Bitcoin, sitting at $93,656. I am on the monthly chart. Something that I did want to go over tonight is how closing above this high, the previous month high, is going to be, I mean, it would be more bullish than if we didn't. Let's just put it that way. It'd be more bullish if we were able to close above March's high this week. We have 2 days and 21 hours to get above $95,150 and stay there. The reason why I would like to see that is because let's just go back in time and take a look. We can see that once we closed a high above previous highs, that is when price took off. Every single time before that, we can see closed below this high, bearish. We did move to the upside the next month. However, we did not close above the highs. Instead, we closed just above the midpoint of the previous month. That was ultimately bearish. Then the next month was also more downside. When I say more downside, just because it's green doesn't mean we're not putting in lower highs in here. Okay, so our opens, our closes. But the main thing is no close was above a previous high until this one. This one took out a previous high, but this one actually closed above a previous high. So that's what I would like to see over here. So I would like for us to get that close above that 95,150 at the end of this month. We come back over here, we can see we were going sideways. We did get a close above this high, but not above the swing high. And then it did ultimately roll over. But then once we got back above all of these highs and closed above them, price continued to the upside. And these are the monthly candles. Price closes above this high, it looks like. Yep, price closed above that high right here. And then price followed to the upside. So it is pretty key and that we get a monthly close above the March high. If we can, I think that would ultimately be short to mid-term bullish. Dropping down to the weekly, we have closed multiple candles above highs. We closed the weekly above this internal range high in here. Big, massive candle too. That's a pretty solid candle to get up to, but we did have that, bearish knockback of that upper level. Yeah, because we did cross last month's high, but we did not close above it. Did we close any daily candles? Did not close any daily candles above it. So because of that, I would expect at least some consolidation this week, or potentially, as volatile as the economic data could be this week, we could see another swing push to the upside before ultimately coming down to sweep lows. And then we'll have to see what it does from there. It could be bearish. Honestly, if we want to remain bullish, I want to see us remain kind of vertical and kind of shoot up like this and clear this high with some conviction. If we could do that, that would be absolutely fantastic. And I would feel much better about the current situation. But right now, we are just up against resistance. So we've got to be cautious, especially given the data that's coming out. What's going on in One Love, Melissa? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well, OG. Old friend. But a back test of the high that you broke, I would say, kind of expected. I would kind of expect it. Now, the reason why I think we could go sideways this week, this is a weird candle. Let me pick a different chart. Coinbase. Okay. This is all drawn out. I need to object tree this stuff. Look at this. Look what we drew up and look what happened. Okay. There's your 5 waves. Didn't go as high as I wanted it to. We didn't hit that 96.5 last week. Surprisingly. But there you go. 5 waves to the upside. The only question is this 4th wave actually wrapped up, or was that the 5th wave? The only thing that's really given me pause on that is when we measure the wave 3 in here and we measure the pullback of wave 4, it didn't make it all the way to the 382. So that's one reason why I think this wave 4 might still be extended. If not, then this wave 2 could be extended throughout this week. We'll just have to see how the market handles things, but that's why it's called Elliott wave theory. But I would expect some kind of ABC and for us to come down and attack this low, clear that low, grab some liquidity, trap some liquidity below that low, and then push to the upside. If we got something like that and we got another impulse off the lows like this down here, then that would really get me excited for a big 3rd wave to come in here, to come up and start taking out All-time highs. Yes, all-time highs. But with the economic data that is coming out this week, it's going to be tricky, and definitely if you are a scalp trader, actually I would say this is for Kelly. It's not financial advice, but because of the data that's coming out this week, it's probably not the best week to consider taking a swing long or a swing short. Short-term price action will be volatile, so it might I don't know. It might throw the nerves a little bit, might get you thrown off. Maybe not. Need a different chart. Finance. All right, let's zoom it back out, see what we've got going. All right, so we absolutely nailed the 618 last week. Did we actually touch it? Yeah, we came up actually a little short. So we did get a little bit of a push down. This, man, I like the way that we started this week off so far. Go to the hourly. So one thing that I'm watching is maybe if this wave 4 is not complete, then we could potentially see another push to complete that wave 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 to complete the 5-wave move to the upside if the 5th wave isn't already in, which would be that right there. But the reason why I think that this could be an extended 4th wave is because of the way the price is reacting in here. It's not really this in here. It's not really the ABC that I'd be looking for. I would need it to run down here and run down these lows. That's what I would prefer anyway. But right now, if it can maintain strength and get a break above, look for that OC retest and a launch to the upside. But it will be volatile this week, so we just got to be careful. I'm in a BTC 10x leverage trade. I appreciate the non-financial advice. Yeah, no problem. Oh yeah, I think my target is more like 95K. Got you. 95K right up here. So, I mean, we could see a nice move up there. But like I was saying, I mean, we take out this high in here on the lower time frames. I mean, we're on the hourly, so it's low enough. But we take out this high right here at about, let's just go ahead and throw a horizontal ray on at $94,655. Get a nice close above that. I want to see a big push through that. I don't want to see, you know, weakness. I don't want to see weakness, because then we're talking we could be coming down to take out this lows. And I don't want to see weakness in terms of if you're going in along a swing long, you know, be careful to if you start to see some weakness in here, you might want to consider cutting that trade early. But if you can get a break above here with a nice pullback and just hold this general zone right here, that would be nice. It probably could come back up, sweep the high, previous week high, and then go from there. Trail your stop if you want. If I'm swing trading, I'm definitely trailing my stop for sure. Take a look at the Dixie. Mycosaurus Rex, whip this market into shape, LBC. I will see no weakness. Give me 20. Give me 20. Okay. All right. US dollar. Thinking maybe a little bullish this week, which is why we could be seeing a little bit of sideways action for the assets with the Dixie potentially making a move to the upside. We do have some areas of interest here for the Dixie right there. Look at that, right in between 6180, the golden pocket. So we'll see what the Dixie decides to do this week. If it does move to the upside, we could see, like I've been saying, some sideways price action for our risk on assets. Generally sideways. Now, I do expect volatility with all the data that's coming out this week. If you missed the opening segment, or if it was too wacky and wild to keep up, we've got the JOLTS job openings on Tuesday. We have GDP growth rate, core PCE, personal income, personal spending, and the Bank of Japan interest rate decision, all on Wednesday. Then we have ISM manufacturing PMI on Thursday. Then Friday we have non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate, which means that Wednesday should have ADP non-farm something, ADP employment change. So it's a big week for economic data, and we will just have to see what the markets, how the markets react to the data, and what the data is, what that data gonna be. Bienvenido, buenas noches, señor. Euro looking like it's maybe trying to break down. Could see a breakdown in the euro. It might want to come up, sweep these highs first, and then push to the downside to clear the lows. Take a look at the British pound. Pretty much the same. Probably looks a little bit weaker than the euro. Makes sense. This is the USD versus the Canadian dollar. Like I said, kind of expecting USD to go up this week. So USD, Japanese yen, so that would be USD going to the upside. And then the Aussie dollar and USD, who knows, probably more sideways, maybe a little bit of down. And then maybe it can get a push up. But yep, pretty much dollar to the upside is what I'm thinking for the week. So risk on assets, probably. I mean, I don't know. We've been kind of following the dollar recently, so we could just continue to follow the dollar. Dollar moves to the upside, we move to the upside. I mean, who knows? It's kind of been a little wacky, except for last week. Well, no, I guess last week. Let's go to the Dixie. So yeah, I mean, last week we did have a little bit of a reversal last week, kind of like we did with our Bitcoin. Bitcoin started the reversal on Sunday, whereas Dixie got its reversal on Wednesday in here. So towards the end of this 5-wave move to the upside. So that's interesting. We'll have to see if that means anything in the future. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 64.32%. It did get up to a high of 64.67%. I'm still expecting 65 plus for the Bitcoin dominance. And we'll take a look over here at our altcoin market, our total 3. So this is everything except for Bitcoin and Ethereum. We did get that pop up last week out of a bullish break out of this falling wedge. Yeah. And a pretty nice bullish candle here. So nice bullish break, nice clean close above the downwards trend. Still need to get above this high in here to start leaning a little bit more bullish. So that's coming in at about $853.44 billion. Total 2 is everything except for Bitcoin, which has not broken out yet. Interesting. Probably because it includes Ethereum. This was a joke, but maybe it'll happen. I don't remember all of our Ethereum analysis. Ephraim. I mean, it's perfect. $18,000 or $7,400. I tend to lean more towards that one. What's going on, all set? Hope you're doing well. Wifey says she loves y'all. Good night. Mike, thank you for real for those gifts from the heart, man. Good night, wifey. Mad love. Not my wifey, but Wick's wifey. Fine 89. Others. Yeah, Ethereum is just a hot bag of trash. I almost said something I definitely shouldn't say. Big old bag of baguettes. XRP. What about XRP? We've got others, which is everything excluding the top 10 cryptos. It did get a bullish break and close last week above the downwards trending resistance. So that is looking solid. Total DeFi has not gotten that break. And our USDT dominance did get a break. 3 straight negative weeks for the US for the Tether dominance. So looking like we are possibly seeing that USDT go into assets. So into our crypto assets. Let's take a look at the ES, see how we're opening up the week over here in the stock market. So the SPY is looking like it's wanting to push higher. Where's my, hold on, electronic trading hours. Okay, so we started lower. Good job. Good job. Everyone, Wick must be talking about some other mic because this one is heartless. Jeez Louise. Why would you talk about yourself like that? Magic Mike. Zooming on out. All right, so we did get a break last week and a close above, a daily close above this downwards resistance here. Now this was drawn on, so let me, that was a doodle, that wasn't an actual trend line. So let's see. Okay, so we did not get a close above. There we go. And that is why I wanted to draw that. And we are currently kind of getting a little bit of a rejection in here on the S&P 500. All right, now let's zoom it on in. I mean, right up to it, rejecting off of it. What's our Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus? Check out Chart Prime, link in the description down below. Get 45% off your first week. Get a whole bunch of charting and trading and Chart Prime lessons with the OC guy and Alex O Crypto. Shout out to the Otter gang. You get, I believe it's at least 5 classes a week, if not more. Just tons and tons of information, alpha, trading alpha, and Chart Prime alpha. So go ahead, check that out. Link in the description down below. Market Oracle has us. Let's see. Let's go to the daily. Which one is this? This is the quantum reactor. We are sitting below that quantum reactor. We are still red. We did turn gray, so that's good. It's kind of more of a holding pattern. So it's kind of saying like, hold on, maybe not sell right now because we could be going higher. We'll see. We do have a little bit of a volume gap in here. So that is definitely what we came into and are currently rejecting from. So we'll see if that remains as continues to act as resistance. Also, I'd be looking at this volume gap in here as potential downside target from which we could see price get to and potentially get a nice bounce off of. We'll want to see this thing come down, bounce, come up to the quantum reactor, get another, put in another higher low, and then get a nice big break. Probably above the highs, or at least get a big break down and get a pullback to that quantum reactor before we get that continuation to the upside. But overall, I mean, everything's still just kind of below the zero line except for the trend fusion. So it's not really screaming that this is the strongest trend to me with our money flow below the zero line, our true 7 below the zero line. Although our true 7 is kind of, coiling up a little bit, and our money flow is kind of slightly coming up a little bit higher. Not a whole lot, but let's zoom in actually. It's about flat on the money flow. So yeah, I would say be cautious with the stocks this week, especially with those tech earnings coming out. Let's go to stocks. Let's go ahead and go over those. Let's see what. So it's the big four, right? It's gonna be this one. It's gonna be Apple, Amazon, Windows, or Microsoft, and Meta. Anyways, so we did get a buy signal on the 4-hour last week here for Apple. That could be just a short-term buy signal. I do see a whole bunch of highs up here, a bunch of equal highs up here that I know that would just absolutely love to get taken out. We also have a fair value gap sitting right over here. Let's move that over. Let's change this to a distribution. Nope, not distribution. It must be manipulation. There we go. So we'll use that as resistance. But yeah, I would expect for Apple to get up to that 228. We do see the money flow pushing to the upside on the Apple. So, and been pushing pretty aggressively to the upside. We have flipped that true 7 to above the zero line, and our trend fusion is sitting in overbought. So that could mean that we could see some slowdown this week. Now, its earnings come out on Thursday, so potentially we just kind of roll and just kind of chill at the beginning of the week, and then get a nice pop. Helps brings our money flow to the upside. Get a nice pop on Apple depending on their earnings, and then we can get the correction to the downside. But then we'll have our money flow above the zero line, and that's kind of how I like to try and project things out and just kind of see how it plays out. If it hits, it hits. If it doesn't, you rework it. You see how it goes. I always like to say, for me, I take it day by day. Each day is a new day when it comes to just trading. But investing, you got to be thinking years down the line. Do you think Apple's a good company? Do you think it's going to be higher than 209 a few years from now? Is it your first time buying it? If we zoom out, golly, what a wick. That's a massive, massive shadow on that candle right there. On the monthly, Apple got bought up like it was never gonna have shares ever again, or never gonna see a stock split or anything ever again. This doesn't. It's not the worst. This is a monthly chart. Breakout, backtest breakout. Back test the breakout. We'll see. We did get a little consolidation here at the breakout. Then we got the breakout. Then we come back down, back test that level, get a massive bounce off of it, and we'll just have to see. I mean, that's typically a pretty bullish sign when you get a massive lower wick like that on a monthly candle. It's typically bullish. Let's zoom on out. All right, so Meta's looking like could be W patterning. Could be www.patterning.com out of here. We'll see. We'll see how the Meta looks, but we do need to get back above that quantum reactor. We'll see how the earnings come out this week. We do have a nice little gap in here that we could revisit before it ultimately does reverse. Otherwise, just look for it to come up to the highs and come down and potentially sweep those lows. You know, not every stock market's not a monolith. Not everything is going to follow each other, so just because Apple might have a good week doesn't mean Meta might have a good week. But I mean, typically you do see some correlation, especially with these tech stocks, but it's not every day, right? And then, earnings reports aren't everything either. I mean, typically you do want to see good earnings reports, but if you saw Tesla's earning reports last week, and then you see the big push up after that, it's like, what? It's completely irrational. So down 34% on its earnings, minus 10.1% on its revenue. It lost, or they missed at $1.93 billion. So I don't think they actually lost money, but it wasn't good. It was not a good sign for Tesla and for the old Elon. But same deal. Get back above that dynamic reactor or quantum reactor, and start closing some daily candles above that, and it'll be looking a little better. Those earnings come out. Oh, that was Tesla, so that already came out. Meta comes out. Hello. Wednesday. So we had Apple Thursday. Meta's Wednesday. Amazon is Thursday. Microsoft is Wednesday. So 2 of the 4 that will be having their earnings reports this week, out of Apple, Meta, Amazon, and Microsoft, 2 will be on Wednesday and 2 will be on Thursday. And with our economic outlook, we do have our core PCE and GDP growth stuff. Like Monday through Wednesday should be great trading days, intraday trading days. But Thursday and Friday, I'd be careful. I'd be very careful Thursday and Friday. I'm just saying. I bet Amazon and Microsoft blows theirs away. We'll see. We shall see. Nvidia. No earnings reports coming in this week. Next week, though, maybe? No, not until the 28th of May. So we could see a breakout here for Nvidia coming up here soon. Nvidia. Stupid Bitcoin. What's going on? I hope you're doing well. Hope you had an amazing weekend, stupid Bitcoin. This dang stupid old Bitcoin. Let's see. Yeah, Nvidia came down, swept the lows. I mean, it might get a little hold on. Let's remove these drawings. Let's remove Market Oracle. And let's put you right up here. And that does say that we have equal highs sitting up here on NVIDIA, which equal highs love to get taken out. And so do consecutive, just like this type of highs. They'd love to get just get that liquidity just absolutely swept. Whole market's bearish. You know, everybody's bearish. Everybody's confused. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody wants to call the top. Good luck. Let's see. What's our 2 and 10 year looking like? What's that spread? 2 and 10 year spread. We're sitting at. I wanted you to Google it. Thank you. .49. So we're below the scary 0.5. So that's good. The scary 0.5, which seems to call all the recessions. We are now below the 0.5. So maybe that's good. Maybe that's a sign of good things. Who knows? I feel like I've gone over everything. So, what's new? Anything going on in the news flow? Let's see. S&P 500 rallies 2% and is now out of correction as traders go full buy the dip mode. But despite China saying trade talks aren't happening, investors rush to scoop up attractive shares on discount because you never know, what if Trump delivers some good news? S&P 500 exits correction after 10% pop. The S&P 500 surged 2% on Thursday to reclaim 5,485 points, officially exiting correction territory. I don't know what they mean by that. After a 10% climb off its April 8 low, though it's still down 10% from its record high in February. It marks the end of a bruising slump and the beginning of what looks like a broad-based return to risk appetite. Unless a scary tweet goes out. This is reading like my opening script. The NASDAQ composite jumped 2.7%, notching its third straight gain of more than 2%, an achievement it hasn't done since April 2001, right in the heart of the dot-com bear market. The Dow Jones Industrial Average rallied 487 points, or 1.2%, to 40,093 points. It still needs to cross 41,410 points to make its own comeback from correction land. Traders bet on a Trump pivot. What's driving the move? Chip stocks led the charge, with traders scooping up semis and AI names that got hammered during April's volatility. And even though China said trade talks aren't happening, that didn't stop investors from betting that Trump could still spin up a deal, or at least tweet one into existence. There's also been growing optimism that the White House administration will ease tariff pressure through one-off deals rather than broad hikes. That's left money spinners willing to front-run good news even if it hasn't arrived yet. Data drought and chart watching. Interestingly, bonds rallied alongside stocks, breaking with their early April tandem sell-off. The 2-year Treasury yield fell to 3.79%, while the 10-year dropped to 4.3%, signaling that rate cut hopes haven't entirely left the chat. This article was written by AI. Not much economic news is on deck for Friday, giving traders some time to look at charts and figure out the next dinosaur neck pattern or inverted zebra stripe teacup. Yep, this was definitely written by AI. Next week's will be packed with the Fed's favorite inflation measure, the non-farm payrolls, ready to roll. What is this? Who wrote this? Where does it say it? Just TradingView? Okay, so yeah, TradingView is using AI to write articles. This week we return normal programming. Up tomorrow, down Tuesday, up tomorrow, down Tuesday, up on Wednesday, and Thursday, down on Friday because Trump said something. Mine wasn't. There you go. So yeah, we did get a request. XRP? XRP? Looking at XRP on the daily chart. Go ahead, turn on Market Oracle Pro. So we, on the daily, we got back above pretty solidly and got a nice pullback and a bounce off of the quantum reactor on the daily. So that is pretty nice. We still do not have a buy signal, still under a sell. Let's go ahead and turn on the Market Dynamics Pro. Let's turn on our order blocks. XRP is looking fantastic. XRP has been holding up pretty dang strong through all of the turmoil. Let's be honest. Yep, we do have a hidden bearish divergence pushing in here. However, yeah, we got to be careful. We got to watch that $2.43. Really want to get above that 260. Really want to get above 260. If we can get above 260, then this thing might start really get to ripping in here. But that's a big but. So we've got to. That's a big but. That's so we gotta be patient. We gotta make sure everything's actually turning around before we start firing off the longs. We just patience pays. Okay, that looks like an inverse head and shoulders a little bit of an inverse head and shoulders. I could definitely see that coming up in here. So that would, I mean, if you just do a simple measured move, I mean, you could be getting back up to the highs, right? So I'd actually move this down here. I mean, yeah, you're coming up, sweeping that higher time, that soft order block that's sitting up there. Sheesh. Yep, little inverse head and shoulders. Now, even though we have printed this hidden bearish divergence, notice that prior to that, we got back-to-back standard bull div and a hidden bull div, and we are starting to push to the upside, and it's saying that, we're getting overbought, but, I mean, all we've done is really go sideways. It just needed time to kind of chill out, but, I mean, if we look over here in the past, we can see that we got up above, we overbought. We got up to overbought here prior to the big, massive breakout. So this is why I don't really like to use the terms overbought and oversold. That just happens to be how everybody learns it or knows it. They know those zones as overbought and oversold. But the reason why I don't like the lingo is because it's not really showing overbought. What it is showing is strength. It is showing that the move has some strength. You really don't, because it's a momentum oscillator at the heart of it. Most oscillators are just doing some form of gauging momentum in price. And it's when that momentum is opposite from price is when you get a divergence, and it's saying, hey, the momentum isn't matching the price right now, whether it's bullish momentum but the price isn't following suit, means that there's probably more sellers. Doesn't even matter how bullish the momentum is, we're selling off. So you get a divergence that way, a bearish divergence. And a bullish divergence, your price is moving to the downside, but it's saying, hey, we're moving, our momentum is starting to move to the upside as you're moving to the downside. So that's how you get the bullish divergence, because it's saying, hey, momentum is shifting underneath underneath the hood. Okay. So momentum is shifting underneath the hood, and you want to see that push back to the upside. And we can see that these lows are coming in, that came in here, higher lows. I mean, even if you account for the wicks, you still get higher lows and lower lows on price. That is a classic bullish divergence, ready to get that thing pushing to the upside. I am still holding on to my conviction, which is the charts look good. At least for a lot of things. There's also a lot of things that still look kind of weak to me. But one thing that I was looking at prior to this, oh, it's right here, is XTZ Tezos, and I was really shocked when I zoomed out and I was like, oh my goodness. I mean, we haven't been this low since 2019. Kind of crazy. I'm not trying to do no copy trading or paper trading. Copy paper trading. It does have the point of control up here at $1.40. But like it's lost the value area low down here. Tezos is an old project. I used to love this project. It looks like it's dying though. Looks like it's dying, and I don't know why. I don't know anything about it. Is the team dead or something? Did they stop doing their job? I mean, that looks kind of bearish. I mean, these can flip bullish, but they can be like bullish reversal patterns, or they can be continuation patterns. And right now, it's broken the low, so that's not a good sign that it's going to reverse. We go to the weekly or to the daily. We are following a little bit with the rest of the market, but I mean, this money flow is real heavy to the outside. It's really not helping the DeFi market either. Let's take a look at most people's favorite meme coin, Doji. We've got the support resistance zones on this chart. I've decided to create templates for different types of strategies so that it's easier to just filter out what I'm looking for certain things. So like this one is my altcoins template, and I'm just doing high time frame support resistance. If it hits the red, I'm selling. If it hits a green, I'm buying. And then I'm putting a stop loss above or below depending on what it is. But it's actually more for buying low and then selling high, not really longing or shorting. Maybe 2 or 3x, but don't really need a whole lot when it comes to altcoins. You just need patience. That's with all of this. All you need in trading and investing is patience. And to not round trip your bags, Alexandra G. We have XRP sitting there on that support as well. So yeah, a little bit of up, a little bit of down. It's going to be a wacky week. If you're not a trader, probably best to just kind of sit out the week and just let the madness, the chaos, let the dust settle. Sorry, Alexandra. Alexandra G, look. You said last week your middle name was Round Trip, so I love you. We all get there. But you know what? Lucky for you, I think the market's got a little more in it. Okay? I think so. Piper doesn't think so, but that's okay. I see so many things like starting to break around me, and I'm just like, this is Bitcoin's time to shine. It's got to do it now. Got to. If not now, when? If not now, when? So, anywho, guys, thank you all for joining me this evening. I did enjoy the stream. I hope you all enjoyed the new This Week Tonight segment for this week. And we'll try to continue to do that moving forward every single Sunday night right here on Markets After Dark on the Piper Academy Network, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday through Thursday. But yeah, guys, let's I hope you're ready for a wild and wacky week ahead. Tomorrow, it might be best to kind of not do a whole lot when it comes to the trading. Monday could be, well, actually, I would say Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and the first half of Wednesday will probably be decent trading, and then be cautious for the second half of the week because of all the data that's coming out, and the market will have to digest it, and maybe safer trading will come back next Tuesday or Wednesday of next week. So just just be safe. Make sure you use your risk management, use your stop losses. They will save you a ton in the long run, even on in your portfolio, on your investments. Use stop loss, even on your DCA. Over time, you will thank yourself. But yeah, that's all I got for this week's Macro Monday. I do hope you all have an amazing week ahead. Have an amazing week. Have an amazing Monday. And I will catch you all for tomorrow night's stream for TA Tuesday, all up in the charts. Don't forget to come back here to the channel for more Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp. We got the morning market report with the OC guy and the Army Piper Bear. And then tomorrow night we'll have the OC trading show at 8. And then we'll be right back here for more Markets After Dark at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. I'll catch you all tomorrow. A good night. I love. Peace out.
Welcome to the night where we light up the spot. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches Top Shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no luck. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's Markets After Dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets After Dark, we're only brilliant shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride. In the world of finance, where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide. Through the market storm or the market tide. crypto charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From big dome markets soaring fast. Markets after dark touch the ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp our knowledge be shown. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the